Welcome to our Gentcreate Vintage Canvas Backpack OG review. You think you're OG? I'll be the judge of that. No, I think we can all admit this backpack looks nice. It's not everyone's style, but Gentcreate, the company who made this bag, focuses on minimalist, classic men's wear. I think they nailed the minimalism and the whole classic part, but how about the functionality? How about the durability of the materials? And what about the comfort of these shoulder straps? I'm gonna cover all this, so by the end of the review, you will know whether or not this bag is perfect for you or not. And if it's not, I'll make some alternative recommendations so you can still find your perfect pack. Let's jump into it. So this is a bag for like a gentleman. You know, this is like someone who's like, I'm a photographer and I only use film. Or I'm a writer and I only write on my typewriter back home. Or I smoke tobacco, but only out of a wooden pipe. You know, if that's the kind of dude that you are, or lady, this is sort of the backpack for you. It's got that vintage look to it, cotton canvas material, and lots of real classy looking leather. But while this backpack has a classic look to it, there's some modern functionality. Thank God we don't have to open and close the main compartment with these actual buckles. You got magnets. So you get to keep the look while also having the functionality and satisfaction of modern technology. I love magnets. They have such a nice, satisfying click to them. Almost as satisfying of a click as it is to click the like button. Is that as painful for you as it was for me? Cool. If it was painful for you, then we'd appreciate it. Let me know by clicking the like button. Thanks. Decent amount of organization on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. And a decent amount of organization and features on the inside, which we'll cover in a few chapters from now. The materials feel quite nice, especially at the price point. This full grain leather is smooth. It's got that leathery smell to it, very leathery. I mean, there's a lot of leather going on this thing. As for the cotton canvas, Gentcreate claims that it's pretty water resistant. They actually say it's waterproof. This is definitely not a waterproof backpack though. Let's test the water resistance. Tab, what do you think?
Give it 10 seconds.
Caught it. Yeah, no, actually there's definitely some water resistant materials on here. So if you do get caught in a rainstorm, the combination of the leather plus the water resistance of the cotton canvas will keep the stuff inside your bag pretty dry. The comfort I think is okay for the price points. I don't love the padding in the shoulder straps, and there's no ventilation in the back panel, so that might get a little sticky, a little sweaty on the back. But like I said, at the price point of around $100 US, this is well in line with the competition. And if you are the type of gentleman who prefers a little bit of selection in your colors, you'll be smitten to know that the OG comes in 5 different colors. I got the blue, but there's a brown, a gray, a green, a blue, a khaki, so Gentcreate's got all the colors of the rainbow for your backpack needs. Okay, next up, let's talk about the front of the Gentcreate Vintage Canvas Backpack OG. First, so we kind of covered the look, but let's talk about Gentcreate's branding, because I'm gonna be honest, this is not a backpack for me. I'm not into like the vintage look. I have a tendency to like backpacks that look a little bit more modern. But having said that, I can absolutely acknowledge that this is very well put together. But one thing I'm not crazy about is Gentcreate's actual brand. You can see at the top right here, it's like this little dude with like a gear head kind of a thing. It doesn't seem to me to fit the actual like aesthetic of their products. But I am happy to say that it's pretty subtle. As long as it doesn't catch the light, you're not really gonna see it too much, so they still maintain a sense of anonymity with the branding, which I do appreciate. Let's talk about this front pocket. Now we have leather right here. This is the full grain leather, really nice touch to it. I wish that there was leather on the back end as well. These attach via magnet, getting into place. Pretty simple, very simple to unpop, and then you're in. There's no additional organization in here, no pockets within pockets. You just got this little square right here, just meant for quick access, sort of like a dump and grab type situation. And the pocket itself has a little bit of expansion, as you can see right here. Yeah, that's a good point, Tab. If you own this bag, you probably roll your own cigarettes, let's just be honest. And you probably have your own like little rolly cigarette pouch that has like your tobacco and your papers and your flint, you know? And that'll fit perfectly in here. Moving up north, we have these buckles right here. It should be noted there's only one hole for each buckle, but knowing you, if you like this bag, you probably have like a vintage dagger that you bought from a pawn shop that was from like the 1700s or something. So you just pop new holes in there, you're good to go. You just unclip and you're in. The leather's not finished on the other side. It's not quite as satisfying as the leather on the outside. And then to get into the main compartment, we have these 2 zips right here. We'll talk about them a bit more in depth in the next section. In fact, let's do it. Let's talk about the middle of the Gentcreate Vintage Canvas Backpack OG. Start off with these side pockets. We have 1, 2, 1 on each side. These are ideal in theory for a water bottle, but oh my Lord, are they tiny. How tiny? So let's take a look. I got this 16 or 18 ounce water bottle from Columbia, pretty generic size. Does it fit? It's bloody tight. So if you have a super thin water bottle or a smaller water bottle, actually, let's see, just like a plastic water bottle fits. Yeah, you can get even then, man. So the leather is very unforgiving. It doesn't stretch at all, so there's no expansion. So if your water bottle doesn't fit, it's not going to fit, if that makes any sense. But the good news is, I know you probably have like a stainless steel flask from the 1940s, and that will absolutely fit. So you can got your gin flask and your whiskey flask, so you'll be perfectly hydrated. On the top, we have this grab handle. I like this grab handle. I like it a lot. I like this handle for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, it's a super comfortable carry. That's A, due to the leather, just satisfying to the touch, very smooth. But also, they did a nice little touch here where the seam where they stitch the leather together, and usually they put that on the bottom, not Gentcreate, but other backpack creators. And that means when you grab it, this part is rubbing against your hands and it's less comfortable. But they put it on the top. It doesn't compromise aesthetics, and it makes it a more comfortable wearing experience. Nice touch. I also like this handle because of the grabability. Not sure if that's a word, but I'm going for it. And the grabability is great. You got that space, so your hand can go right in there, grab it, no matter if you need it really fast, you know, just it's easy to snatch, and I'm a big fan of that. It's actually not a part of the top leather part. It's just kind of like this, so if you need the handle in either mode, you just want to leave it open like this, you can. They did some cool stuff with the handle. Main compartment time. We got 2 zips, leather tabs on the zips. They got a really nice satisfying feel to them. A little slippery, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. These zips are interesting. They're not YKK zips, and we were testing them out. You can actually like unhinge the zip and take the D-ring off the zip. The zip itself is pretty smooth. One thing to note is you have like a quarter opening. Like a lot of backpacks, the zips will come down all the way to the bottom, and then it can like open all the way. We call that clamshell style opening. Clamshell style is great because you can really get inside your pack. This though, the space is a little limited, right? And it's fine and dandy if you're only carrying a few things, but in case you're carrying more stuff, it's just a little complicated to sort of see what you put where. I would have liked to have seen maybe them go down just a little bit further. That would be nice. Let's start on this side of the main compartment. We have 1, 2 pockets. This one's a little wider. This one's a little not wider. The material is non-stretchy, but there's a decent amount of expansion going on. Good spot for an old camera, perhaps. Oh yeah, meant to be. Should be noted too, this backpack is 16 liters in size. And then on the flip side, we have the laptop compartment. I'm not crazy about this laptop compartment, even at the price point. Reason being, it's not very suspended. A suspended laptop holder would like end right here. So in case you drop your vintage OG backpack, it means that the laptop will just be a little extra secure from that. But what they missed in the suspension, they definitely made up for with the padding. Really well padded. Still some protection on this side, not as much as I'd like. I would have liked to have seen a little more back padding here. But on the front side, they did a pretty good job with it, well padded. And then you got the Velcro here to just keep your laptop in place. It doesn't say what size laptop it fits. Let's check out my 13-inch MacBook Pro. 13 inch is no problem. I'd say you can probably get a 15-inch in there, but do not quote me on that. And one last point about the middle of the bag is actually the bottom. We forget about the bottom sometimes. You shouldn't. And what I like about the bottom is there's a little bit extra like padding material here. This gives it a little bit extra safety, like maybe for your laptop if it does fall. But also it just means that when the bag is full, it can stand upright, kind of. Ultimately though, nice to have. Okay, let's talk about the back of the Gentcreate Vintage Canvas Backpack OG. Let's start with the back panel. I really prefer my everyday carries to have some sort of EVA molded back panel. Granted, it's more expensive, but that just ensures that your back gets the proper ventilation, you don't get too sweaty, and I live in Hong Kong, and on hot summer days, it is a godsend. Yeah, I would personally like to see some like molded and like some ventilation on this back panel, but some people argue it's unnecessary. Which side are you on? Let me know in the comments below and fight! Moving up, we have this like hidden back pocket, right? So you're carrying your bag like this, it's against your back. It's a very secure pocket. That's why it's a good spot for something like maybe some extra cash. Like knowing you probably like to pay with cash for everything because you don't trust banks. You have a credit card because you got to buy this thing online, but you prefer to keep cash on you. Great spot for that spare cash. Moving up from the zipper, we have these 1, 2, 3, 4 rivets. And I like this because you got the stitching here and the rivets here, and that just helps hold all 3 materials together, like this brown one, the blue one, and then the leather. All those materials are held together very firmly. And these rivets on the top of the shoulder strap are actually doubled on the bottom of the shoulder strap right here as well. Great support, good durability, nice work, Gentcreate. Speaking of the shoulder straps, these guys, they're okay. Like, don't get me wrong, if you got a cheap ass JanSport, sorry Tab, no offense, you know, it's gonna be better than a JanSport or like on par with the shoulder strap. A little bit of padding, but it's not like a premium feel to it. It's got a wrinkliness to it. There's no ventilation with this, so the whole kind of like back sweat that you're experiencing here, you also might get on the shoulder. But the padding does contribute to some comfort. And the materials, while they're coarse, they're not super coarse. Some backpacks, like when you take them off, like this internal material like shreds your skin as it's going against your arm, right? This is not the same way. It's definitely on the coarse side, but not in a way that's painful. Let's talk about this part, AKA the bottom of the shoulder strap. I reviewed a lot of buckles on backpacks, never seen one like this. Tab is 100% certain it's steel, and Aaron is 100% certain that he likes it. It's got a good feel to it. Loosening the backpack, pretty simple. How about tightening it? Oh yeah, very smooth. The webbing itself feels pretty nice actually. Like it feels nicer than some backpacks. It's got a thickness to it. It's got a little bit of character to it. I like the color. And while I wish that it would have came with like a web stopper, something just to kind of keep this excess web dangle in place, I understand why it didn't. It's just kind of a part of the look. Pros and cons. Pro number 1, you're getting a lot of high quality leather at a pretty decent price point. Pro number 2, like I said, it's not the look for me, but I can acknowledge it just looks great. And I think the other colors look even better. I like the blue, but the green and the khaki, I think are better. And pro number 3 is just like overall pretty good value. $100 for a backpack like this, can't go wrong. It's only like $50 more than the JanSport. But I got some cons too. I got some cons, here they are. Con number 1, they gave you flask holders on the side, not water bottle holders. Con number 2, I would have liked to have seen maybe a little bit more padding on the back panel. And con number 3 is I'm still not sure about the security of the laptop compartment. I would have liked to have seen it to be a little bit more suspended and perhaps a little bit more padded. If you're the type of person, you're sitting there and you're just like waxing your mustache and you're like, indeed, this is the backpack for me. I will write them a check and send it to them with my carrier pigeon today. Well, A, I wanna say thanks for being a good sport and taking my banter. And B, if you are gonna make a purchase, we do ask that you use the first link in the description right below, right there. That link makes sure that you get the best price, and it also helps us support this Nomads Nation YouTube channel. Thank you so much. But maybe you're not quite sold, and you want an alternative recommendations. I got you. Alternative recommendation number 1 is, I like the vintage look, but I don't need all the leather. I recommend to you then checking out the Day Owl backpack. Similar look, maybe not like as classy, more like a 60s, 70s type vibe to it, but really great aesthetic, really well designed. To learn more about that backpack, take a look in the description below, and you can find a link to our full review. Alternative recommendation number 2, I love this leather and I want more of it backpack. Check out the Kodiak Messenger. Kodiak actually has a range of backpacks, duffels, and messengers, but we reviewed the Messenger. It's made with 100% grain-fed buffalo leather, and it's just super leathery. And if you're looking for a quality leather carrying device, this is going to be just the cream of the crop. To learn more about the Kodiak Messenger and other Kodiak products, take a look at the description below to find a link to our full review. And finally, alternative recommendation number 3 is you know what? I thought I wanted something vintage, and I kind of do, but I want something that has a little bit more modern flair to it as well. To which I say, you should check out our review on the Wandered Provoke Light. It's an old school roll top look that's been sort of brought into the future. So you get some of that vintage look mixed with like super modern materials, and also it's great for photography. You can find a link to our full review on the Wandered Provoke Light in the description below. Thank you for watching this review till the end. You've been a good sport. I commend you for your patience. If you own this bag, please, we'd love to hear your experiences. Please let us know in the comments below. And if you don't own this bag, surf your way on down to those comments so you can see what other people have to say about their experiences with this bag. But before you go down there, we always appreciate if you hit the like button. It's a super small gesture that communicates to us that we're doing a good job, and it goes a long way. I'm Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll see you next time.